Just F it.
Hi, I'm Romy, an identity coach helping others who struggle with their sexual identity and families of queer youth find their path of understanding and acceptance.
And I'm Carla, a mom empowerment coach empowering moms to own their new identities and motherhood journeys.
And together we are the EFF IT
Madres.
We are here to invite you guys into stories of some inspiring madres
who have changed their lives through an F it moment. So here we go. Just F it.
Happy Monday, everybody. It is Monday Madre. It is Motivation Monday. We are the EFF IT Madres. I'm Romy. This is Carla.
Hello.
And we have this space to share EFF IT moments, big EFF IT moments as mothers that change everything for ourselves, number one, and then ultimately, our families and everyone around us. So today, Carla, what are we having on today?
Well, we're doing a flashback episode. We're doing a flashback episode because we mamas are busy and we have had some requests for this episode to be flashback too, and it also got a good amount of downloads. So we thought we'd bring back an oldie but goodie from season 1 where we interviewed Gloria El-Achkar. And the episode was episode 6, Just Effing Do You. She has a great inspirational story. And so we wanted to bring that one back for just a little bit more inspiration. And
that was a really good one. I remember us doing that at the beginning, and she had such a powerful story. So
oh my gosh, how she did everything she did as a single mom. I can't even even. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy. And also, Romy, you want to share the news?
Yeah, here's the breaking news on this Monday. So for all of those who've been on this journey with us, thank you. Thank you for being on this journey with us. Most of you know Carla had done a big move to Florida, moved back to Los Angeles. She is going back into a lot of her work back in LA with all of her clients and her stylist position and her coaching and, motherhood.
Yeah.
And I am currently, moving in with my girlfriend. She's moving in this month. I'm coaching right now. I just took on a new job. That was a big part of my journey and EFF IT moment was to get a new position somewhere else. And so it's been overwhelming to say the least on both of us, right? It's just been a lot.
It has been a lot. And it's, also moving back for me has been a bit tough with the time change and just trying to get settled and getting everything coordinated. So it comes at a very opportune time, considering that we pretty much are at the end of our season 2. So we are going to take a break. We're coming back fresh and ready to go for season 3 in about a month. We'll have a date that we'll post on our social media for when we will be coming back, but we will still be recording. It's just, it's a bit much to keep it going and with everything that's going on in our schedule. So we thought a break would be great, and what perfect timing since we're coming to the end of season 2 anyway. So
it's a lot of work for those of you that don't know. It's a lot of work to add, the editing, the recording, the social media, the interviews, the booking, and Carla and I are on totally different time zones and schedules, right? So this doesn't mean that we're not going to keep doing this and make it better and grander and bigger because we love it. This is part of it. This is just part of it. And I think it's really beautiful to acknowledge when you need to breathe.
Yeah. Yes. We've got to take breaks. I think if we didn't, we both would run into a lot of stress and overwhelm, which we always said that this is something that we love to do. It's something that we always want to make sure that brings us joy. And just lately it's been a bit tough. And so we don't want that to carry through into the episodes. And so we feel, and again, great, the timing could have been better. I think it's very serendipitous that we were looking for a break right when we were breaking for season. We needed a break for season 2 anyway. So there you have it.
There you have it. And we've got some really amazing mamas that we have set up in the interview line right now that will be coming back for the next season. So we're pretty lucky and blessed to have such incredible women. So we are booked. We are still recording and really proud of us. It's okay to say I need a break. It's okay to breathe, feel refreshed. We honor you guys. We respect you. And we definitely don't want to be giving you a half-ass part of us. We want to fully be present through this. And if it's not fun, we don't do it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, you guys enjoy this episode, and then we will be coming back. Like I said, we'll post the exact date on our social media, but we will be back in about a month.
Yay.
All right. See you in season 3.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi guys,
Good
good morning.
morning. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Happy
Yes, Monday
Monday.
motivation. Carla, we had a really fun weekend. We were able to get our EFF IT Madre photo shoot in. That was fun.
Yeah,
Felt like we were
that was a
hot
lot
and
of fun.
spicy after many years of doing photo shoots, and we haven't done
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I don't remember last one I did was my maternity one. That doesn't count.
We did good. I'm excited for them. It was fun. It was fun to go home, fun to see you, and fun to feel like sexy moms again. You know,
Yeah.
put
Yeah,
some
it was
heels on,
fun.
put some makeup
It was
on.
fun because,
Um,
yep, 'cause you won't see us like that.
it's a rare moment. So when we get them, we're very proud. We're enjoying it. I had blisters for the next like few days, so it's fine. It's totally fine. But it was exciting. Happy Monday, you guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to the EFF IT Madres. If you are just tuning in for the first time, just to let you know what you are going to be getting when you listen to this podcast for the next 30 to 40 minutes, is we are interviewing, talking, sharing stories with madres all around the world, whoever joins us, whoever wants to share their story of their EFF IT moment. That EFF IT moment being something that changed their family's life, changed their life for the better, an EFF IT moment that failed, what they learned from it, all different stories, and hoping to inspire a community for all of us madres to say F it and go after things we need to do for ourselves. So we interview different mamas, right? Am I missing anything?
Yep. No, no. Community of madres supporting
Yes.
madres. Yeah. Through their effort
Yes.
moment. Yep.
And we started this podcast through our F it moment. So here we are.
Yes. We're technically still going through it.
very, very, very much
Technically.
so going through it.
Yeah. Very much so.
We're
Yeah.
in it. Carla, who are we interviewing
So
today?
So we are interviewing Gloria. She is someone that came to see me actually for a haircut. Not like actually, it's been a little while that I saw her last. But you know, when someone sits in your chair, they give you like the Cliff Notes version of their
Yes.
lives. And you know, she told me a few things that I was like, when we started this podcast, she came to mind because I was like, wow, I know that she was a single mom raising twins in a city that she was unfamiliar, and she's an actor, and then I noticed I follow her on Instagram, and she, you know, she posts a lot of things about like really empowering herself and like working through, you know, certain things that have happened in her life. So I thought, you know, I'm going to reach out to her and see if she has any moments, which with 4
Mm-hmm.
kids, I'm sure she has.
100%.
And she said she definitely does. So we have her on tonight. I kind of have a girl crush on her.
Okay.
She is stunning. She reminds me of Gal Gadot.
Oh
She's so
gosh.
beautiful. And her kids are
Gorgeous, right?
gorgeous. Like it's like a model
Yeah.
family. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
god.
But she's so sweet. She's so sweet, and we connected really well when she came to see me. And so she was excited. She's excited to be on the show. So we're gonna bring her in momentarily. Okay, everybody, we've got Gloria El-Achkar. I hope I said that right. She is our guest for tonight.
Yay.
And Gloria, we're just going to jump into it because we already brought you in prior to you jumping on.
Yep.
So, our first question to you is, when did you decide to just F it, and why?
Wow. I think I live by the effort moments in my life, because if something doesn't serve me, I just move on. I stay in the high frequency vibration, and I just don't let my say stay. I prefer to be sad and broken and just deal with it, like rip it off like a bandit and move on. And I've had a couple of them in my life. So
Okay. Is there one in particular that sticks out to you that was like the most transformative?
sure, becoming a mom in my late 20s, thinking that I was ready. Uh, Obviously, you're never ready to become a mom or a parent. It's just when when you go with life, that's how it was. I just had baby fever and I was like, sure, let's go. Not thinking that that was the right man to be with. Just going with the flow and like, I can do this. I'll just do it. And I did that. And then it turned out to be a really abusive relationship, which I
Oh,
stuck with because, like every woman does, I have babies with this man. So let me just try and try and try until I was like, you know what? I live in New York City, busy as hell, working as an entrepreneur, and I had three babies. So I had
wow.
a toddler, and then well, he turned one, and then I had a set of twins. So my big effort moment from that really transformed my life. You know how when you turn 30 and 31, 32, there's like a pivotal time
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
moons and all of that for women,
Yeah.
and for everybody actually. And I just said, fuck it, F it. You know, I was like, I know my worth. And I started having anxieties. Like my body literally spoke to me, vibrated to me, like I'm in the wrong place, wrong people, wrong everything. It was multiple people, just not one. I had like, I was in a community of liars and sneaking behind my back, being a mom of three babies and having this. I'm like, what did I do to attract that? So,
Right.
So
my,
your environment as a mom, just so I can paint the picture, you've got your three kids, you're in New York, you're in an unhealthy relationship, right?
yeah,
And you're having this moment of like,
yeah.
what am I doing?
What am I doing? What's happening? And
Yeah.
yeah, I have these amazing kids, and I have to be a role model for them. So what did I do?
Yes.
I'm like, okay, my son is not going to grow up thinking that it's okay to treat women like this, and my
Yes.
daughters are definitely not growing up thinking that it's okay to be treated like that. So I
Right.
just
Yes.
took off completely, like just done, done. That was
That
my
goes
Oh my God.
into my next question, which
okay.
is what did you do about it? What did you do about it?
What I did about it. Well, you know, it's not easy when you're tangled into, you know, finances.
Yeah.
I wasn't an American citizen. I had a green card, and I had to, there was
Oh,
a lot of factors that, I was in this relationship like, okay, let me try this. This should work out. I wasn't in it for anything else. I had babies. So then I just realized like, all right, I need to step by step find out more, because I really felt I was in a toxic environment. And I was like a detective. I was solving little bits by pieces so I could remove myself from this, which happened.
did you feel trapped?
Trapped. Oh, uh, kinda, but also not, because I was
Okay.
always independent, and I was always making things work for me financially and everything. I was never trapped in that way because
Got it.
I grew up, with a mom who was always financial independent, and
Love that.
she taught me that. So I was always like, no, I like making my own money. I like having my own business going. So that was like
Hmm.
not a problem at all.
Okay.
But I felt kind of trapped, with the family and the extended family, and and they all knew. They were like, "Oh my God, you're too good for him." So then
Oh,
I
really?
it just
Mm,
it had to go bad. Cops were
mm.
involved for a little bit, and I had to literally,
Uh,
the big effort moment, literally when the cops did nothing. There was a female cop and a male cop came in. There was devices broken. I was like bruised, but not enough apparently for being
oh my
arrested.
God.
But he
Not
broke.
enough.
Not enough, not enough. They're like, do you need hospital? And I was saying, no, I don't. So then he was bleeding and making a whole drama show, making it into that I was the bad person because he broke
Right.
devices. So then
Right.
they're like, ma'am, he's just going to step outside and, take a breather. I was like, I'm not staying here with three kids. So that morning, that was the big effing moment where I just grabbed my documents, took my stroller, nothing else, in pajamas, because this happened really early morning. And then I
Yeah.
went to family court and I lost my house. So I had to have a little moment of homelessness for like 2 seconds. Obviously, people took me in and helped me out,
Right,
and
right.
his friend and family. So that, I have some angels that helped me out. And I was there with 3 babies, and there was always someone there with me, helping me. So I'm forever grateful to, those who were there. So that was a big moment.
I feel like so many of us moms though, like what you said really resonates. Like it's you don't want your kids to see that. You don't want, we have daughters. You don't want to show them that this is okay. And at some point, if start things in your family start to happen, dynamics start to happen, a relationship, their parent, anything, what they see then is what they then, it becomes what they expect. Or, like I've always said, I really want my daughter to see love. I want her to see love. That's the biggest gift.
I grew up not seeing that. I had an
Same, which is
amazing
why
dad.
it's so important.
I had an amazing dad,
Yeah,
but he was kind of a shitty husband.
yeah,
He's not alive today, but I saw that, and I thought that was okay the entire time. And
yeah,
I also saw that he was unhappy, that it was a
yep.
toxic relationship. So I was in that and growing up with anxieties and like not a loveless home. And now me kind of always pursuing that loving home, which right now I'm like with my kids by myself, which is fine. I do have a boyfriend, but it's
I mean, but they get to see you be strong. They get to see you make boundaries. They get to see their mom demand more. I mean,
yeah,
that's the gift you're giving, because if we see our parents, I didn't see that like you. And then I'm sure, like, so I'm speaking for myself, but then in my journey of finding partners, what I was looking for, my expectation was not where it needed to be, because I didn't know. I didn't see it. I didn't grow up seeing it. So I was not really even aware of what that looked like when I got involved.
it's hollow and you don't know, you're
Yeah.
just kind of trying out. And because now I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what the hell did I think? Like how in the
Yeah.
how how did I even go there? How, I mean, it was like, oh, he makes me laugh. Oh, he can dance. Okay, that was it. It's like
He's a great
very
dancer. This is the man of my dreams.
yeah, right. But I also believe I've always been very old soul, no, not old soul, late bloomer. I'm very late bloomer in everything, kind of, and very youthful soul. But I'm very analytical, which is, I depend on my independence to be okay with everything. You know what I mean? Like I depend on
Yeah.
me, which is then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, but I'm having a good time with this person, so it's all good. So I don't need more. But now I'm like, now I know, because I went through another marriage, which was, I thought that would be it, but it wasn't as bad as
Yeah.
that one. But
That moment. Yeah.
it grew me into like, wait a second, I need more. There's something else.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're worth more.
Hmm.
That day or that morning where you were just like, F it, you get in your pajamas and what sort of emotions were running through your head? Like, you have 3 babies.
Yeah, I know. I looked at him. I was like, I felt like a Wonder Woman, in New
Like Wonder
York.
Woman? I love
Look at
that
you, you remind me
answer.
of Gal
I
Gadot.
I
I
was
keep
know.
saying it.
you know, Well, the freaking double stroller up the subway
Yes.
stairs, and just like
Wow.
I didn't even have a car because it was that bad. Like DUI stuff, and I mean, insurance, everything was under my name, so I couldn't even afford insurance. So my car was taken away. It was so bad. So I had to like Uber, not Uber. I had to do taxis, and I had to do. It was a lot.
Where
It
did you
was
think you were going in that moment? Did you know where you were going? Did
family
you?
court.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
that's
Yeah,
where
family
you
court.
went.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Cops
Yeah.
were like, well, if you want him to leave this house, he's on the lease. You gotta have to go to family court. I'm like, so I guess I'm going now, because I
Right
was
there,
terrified
right in that
Wow.
effort moment, you went straight there.
to. I literally was the first one on there before they opened up. I was at
Oh my
Starbucks.
god. But you said that you ended up losing your house
Yeah.
because he was on the lease?
So so this is what happened. Um I just didn't go back there because I was terrified.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I had the landlord involved, and I tried to find
Mm,
something on my own. And I was staying with family and friends. And then they were like, no, don't go back there. And he ended up not paying any rent there. So
Oh.
the landlord is like, I'm going to have the house back because he was having like parties and it was like a shit show. So I was like,
And he's the father of all three of the kids, right? The twins and the other,
yeah,
right? Yeah. I mean, that's a big moment to leave the father. It's a big moment to take your
yeah.
kids from that dynamic. And I mean, it takes a lot, I imagine, right, to get to that fuck it moment and
yeah.
be like, we're done. I'm done.
It took a lot. I feel like, it was progression from the Sandy storm, 2013 or
Mm,
12. From that moment on, where we were like kind of quarantining, and I always had people in the house, like girls, and he was a nightclub promoter. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
go figure. So there was always people around, and that's why I had this toxic environment. And I was, always like
mm.
catering to everybody and being nice. And I was also working in nightlife, so I thought all these people were my friends. But yeah, so I totally flipped my world around. Like I went super healthy, left the nightlife, just
Yeah.
went completely zen, just switched off everything. And yeah, I
That
ended
goes into basically, I like that's exactly what I want to know is that once you do that, what did it do for you? What did it do for your family by making that
oh,
big move?
it was it was powerful because I ended up analyzing myself, like what did I just how I had all these anxieties speaking to me, and it was just like not aligned. Right now I know the language. Now I know, oh, I wasn't in alignment with myself or my inner being. I was really off completely, not touched with my soul at all. I was just like doing. I was like a robot, and I don't even remember how I managed all of the three kids. It was just kind of like physical and like doing, operating on no sleep and working nightlife. It was crazy. So I tapped into, it was such a healing moment for me because I was living in a bedroom with all the three kids and like
One bedroom?
a, a bedroom inside a house. So I
Okay.
had
Yeah. Yeah.
help, I could get back
Mhm.
out there and work thanks to, I call her my New York mommy. And she sees me as a daughter, and she's extended family to him, but they don't really have contact. And she saved me, like literally saved me. She got me all on the programs and to get me help with everything like food stamps and all that stuff, because I was like, now what
Wow.
do I do now? I need to find.
Is she a mother too?
She's a mother. Oh, she's an amazing grandma. She has like,
See, isn't that though like mothers kind of like we support each other when we find our mom tribe, it's and that's exactly what we want to share on here. It's
yeah,
like if any of us had someone like that was a mom going through that, I imagine you want to just like help
yeah,
get them going,
Yeah.
help them out.
I've spent Christmases with them and holidays and stuff, and sometimes he could be like, no, we're not going there. Like really flipped around, like I had all these Christmas gifts, and all of a sudden we're not going there. So it was kind of moments like that. And she's just a hostess with the mostest, amazing daughters of herself who are also moms, and there was just like a tribe of moms in that house. Well, they didn't live with her, but she offered me a room until I got back on my feet, which you know was so humbling. And so I was so grateful. Like I lost I had to start over, which was kind
Yeah.
of
Right.
crazy, and everything was kind of ruined. Like I couldn't even open a bank account. Like that was insane.
Mm.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it was.
With three kids, with
God.
three
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like looking at this, and seeing my journey over the past like 10 years, and I'm just like, wow, that I'm blown away of how, if you do that effort moment sometimes in
Yeah.
life, that you can literally pivot to better. It can hurt, it can be
Oh,
painful, it
Yes.
can be weird and strange, and it's like buying that plane ticket and moving abroad like I did back in the day. I've
Yeah.
always had effort moments because I'm like, this doesn't
Yeah.
serve me
mhm.
anymore. I gotta do something. There's something like always budging in me that kind of like, let's go.
In those epic moments for you, though, it sounds like those, they were for the better. Your world changed
Yeah,
for the better.
and I think I tapped into the gratitude moment right away. I was like, you know what? I'm grateful. I forgive him. I'm grateful for these kids. I'm grateful for
Mm.
how much I've learned. And it was like the healing process kind of start. I wasn't delving into the problem. I wasn't fighting with him. I was literally just like, stay away. We're doing this through court. Stay away. I'm having full custody. That's it. But I'm like, during the process, I was really like, I forgive you. You're in a bad place. You're something's going on, and we're just so out of alignment. And I'm grateful for my learning experience, and I have these amazing children that were, they chose me.
No, I was gonna ask because you'd mentioned in New York you were an entrepreneur. Were you acting in New York as
No,
well?
I was.
Oh,
That was
okay.
a big, big, scary thing I always wanted to do. Right.
Okay.
I grew up as, a theater actress and always a performing something. So in New York, I was just scouted as like, hey, do you want to go dance in our club? And like, I went to the nice clubs. So I was like, oh,
Mm,
some cash to go through my college, right?
Yeah.
Being
right.
a foreigner student there, international student, that was just like, great, I can work under a table. And I did, and eventually
Right.
I kind of got my work papers through that marriage and stuff. So we worked together in the nightlife, and I
Mm.
kind of forgot who I was completely, which again made me tap into like, wait, I'm not living my truth, right? So but I got to
Mhm.
perform, and that was dance. So it was something like that, but it wasn't really. And I think that's
Right.
what also spoke to me, like, are you going to go to that Broadway audition? Are you going to take classes in New York? No, I wasn't full on finishing college. I was finishing college with my son, my first baby. So like he took
Mhm.
he was with me in last classes of college. So, for me,
Wow.
it was just like, let me just have a business degree so I can do what I love to do and just have something to fall back on, which worked. And
Right.
having that has helped me being an entrepreneur for whatever aspect that I've been doing. So I was a dancer. I made it into a business. It was great. Landed on page 6 with costumes and showgirls in New York and all the creme de la creme, clubs. And it was great. It was great to be like taken from someone who just entered, and like dancers were like, well, you can't get into this business like that because there are bookers that have been doing this forever. And I'm like, well, watch me. So I got my little clientele, and I got my name out there. And
Was
also,
this after you left or before?
this was before
Or
and
with
during.
him?
Yeah.
Okay, and with
As
him.
soon, right, as soon as I left and did the effort, I had to pick up another job with quicker money.
Mm.
So
Mm,
I was offered bottle hostess position,
Yeah.
bottle waitress position, which was like, quick money, but exhausting. So you got to run around in heels and carry the bottles. And
right.
so I did that on top of the dancing, staffing stuff. I wasn't
On top of being a mom, on top
on
of
top of that.
doing it all on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was like 2-3 hours of sleep on average every day,
Yeah.
which was,
Oh
Listening to
gosh.
you, I'm just wondering when you slept or when you rested, because as
yeah,
I know what it's like to be in the club. I know the bottle service. I know the dancers. I know that lifestyle as well. So as you're talking, I'm 40 now, and I'm exhausted hearing it
yeah,
because I'm like, I can't imagine. I remember those days though. Yeah, right. It just sounds so exhausting, and I'm like, and then on top of it, you're raising a kid.
Yeah, no, it's people were asking me. They're like, "Do you sleep?" Like that was like a
Yeah,
regular question. I was like, "I no." I was rolling on passion, and eventually, after 4 months, I got my own place, and I could get
I love
going.
that.
I got my car.
Yeah.
I got, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I got things happening, and I was like, "Oh my God, things are
Life started happening.
yeah."
Yeah.
But I was like, I remember one day that I have such guilt for it. All the kids were in daycare. This was in New Jersey, and I was like, I took a little nap, and I could not wake up. So
Oh,
it was like 7:30, and people were calling me and calling me and calling me.
oh
So
no.
like my building was like knocking on the door, like banging on the door, thinking I was dead or something. And
Oh
and I
my
woke up
God.
like, what the? And it was dark, and I left all the kids in the daycare. Just
Oh my
You
gosh.
you were obviously so needing that.
Tired.
Oh
You
my
needed
God.
it.
but it was a private daycare, and
Yeah.
they were totally understanding. They were like, that was a home. I was like, I'm so sorry. I couldn't wake up. I
You
don't know. I
needed
had
it.
the alarm on, nothing. I went through it. I was just like, so
Oh
that was
my
one moment where I was like,
God.
I did that. And I rushed, and it was like not a it was like a 4-minute drive. I was like rushed there. It was horrible. So that was one moment that I got to stop this whole nightlife thing.
But you started to
Right,
like you
right.
got a car, you got more of a job, you started to get your own place, right? Like any mom that might be in that moment too, where they are like, how do I leave this situation? I have kids, I don't have a car, I don't know, I'm homeless.
Mhm.
I'm relying on whoever will take us in at this point to help me get by with my family. I'm not sleeping. Like all those things started to come to place for you, right? Like your life started to happen in a way that allowed you to be most authentic to yourself, right?
Yeah. Um, I was always pursuing that, like, it's all good. All is going to work out. All is well. Always,
Yeah.
I had that light
Yeah.
in me that was like, it's okay. It's tough now, but it's going to be good. And then I saw the kids, and I'm like, they're going to be the bestest of friends growing up together, because the whole point, like, it was like when I found out I was bearing twins, when I found out I had another pregnancy, like I was pregnant, it was just like our relationship was already done. So I stayed for another year and a half, 2 years.
Oof.
Saying
Yeah,
like,
you've
he's
got
like,
Wow.
twins coming,
oh,
you're pregnant.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, you gotta do an abortion. I was like, no. Yeah, it was like an
Oh my
ultimatum.
God.
And then it was literally like, well, if you don't, then then um then we should divorce. I was like, okay, there's the door, go ahead. So I got an ultimatum, or it was
Wow.
kind of like, if you keep them, I promise you, I'm not gonna be a good spouse, or like I'm not gonna be there for you. And I was like, all right, cool. So it was like, I
Wow.
was like, I'm good.
Well, you were
Yeah,
looking for that out
I was
anyway,
right. I was
so
like, you know what? It's all good, because I got this. And that's the moment when I felt like a powerhouse, like a Wonder Woman, where
Oh, you are Wonder Woman. You are a powerhouse.
you
I mean, I
are.
honestly like
Oh
when
my
you
God.
hear of women, and I'm not putting it down because every situation is different that we don't understand, and that's why I love this is every story is different, but how many women stay
mm,
verbally, physically ripped apart, emotionally abused for the sake of the children, threatened, feeling as though I can't imagine being
it's not even for the sake of the children.
exactly. At
Right.
this point, you're only harming the children. You're hurting the children by staying, but not you can't like it takes a lot of strength, and that's what we're sharing. It takes a lot of strength to get to that moment to say, fuck it, like I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know what's out that door. I don't know if where we're going,
Yeah.
but I know that what's here isn't serving.
Right. I remember started like before that, I started doing a lot of work on me. Like I meditated a lot.
Mm,
I quieted in my mind.
yes.
I was in all of that mess, because I was like, why am I getting these anxieties? I quieted my mind. I journaled. I worked out. I literally did me before all this shit show happened. And because I grew stronger mentally, it was just not happening for 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 the people around me. Like I got backlashes because I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
this is not, you know, this is not right.
When you get
Right.
too strong, sometimes it's too strong for the people that no longer need to be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I
why
started recently doing, yeah, like EMDR therapy. I started doing some healing. I started working out over the last year. I started really doing some inner work on myself.
Mhm.
And I watched this shift happen in me as a woman, as a mom, that I had never seen in my life.
Mm.
And as that happened, you watch the people that no longer want to be around, but they weren't supposed to be around in the first place because they really can't handle that strength.
Mhm.
You're best when you're weak
Right.
for them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And
Yeah.
that's where you get clarity. And that's where you
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
and it's all blissful. It's just like, oh, it's an
Yes.
aha moment. And
Yes.
and those who are there will be there. Those who handle you
Yes.
as will be there. So it's all, you know, it could be
Yes.
scary, it could be all that, but you know what? It's been
Gloria, that's how this started for me. I mean, I got strong. I started saying no, no, no. And then the ones like you said that are there, Carla was there. Carla was a friend who's known me for years, watched this happen and went, you got this. Not only am I there, but like I see where you're at. We're going to do something with this. We're going to go after something with this. And it's like those are the people that like catch you when you're there and run with you. That's your fucking tribe.
Yep.
You know, the people
Yeah.
that see you evolve, see you get stronger, see you grow, and they're not threatened by it. They're not pushing away. They're like ready to hold your hand and go with you.
100%. And it's so beautiful because
It is.
I've seen it happen now here in LA. That was a New York chapter. And you know what? I also want to do something about that story. Like
Yeah.
my acting career started later in life. My daughter, my last baby, she was the one that was like, Mom, really, what do you want to do? Because I was having anxieties again and not living my truth.
Yeah.
And I was just being healthy and zen and all of that, and did all my inner work and moved to a new state
Yeah.
and created this beautiful life for the kids and happiness and fulfillment. But something was not right still. I was like, what is... So during the pregnancy, I went to a 10-day Vipassana, which is like, I don't know if you know Vipassana, but it's like silent meditation retreat. So you
I love
can't
that.
talk or even look at people. So you're divided into women and men and you meditate all day long. So I did that pregnant. And throughout that pregnancy, I just got clarity of, all right, this is what I'm going to be doing. That was another EFF IT moment where I'm like, I'm gonna be an actress in LA, and I was like, it's not too late, and
It's not too late. I mean, we're 40. I mean, Carla and I are 40. We're going after a podcast. I haven't, you know, it's like letting moms know that like you
It's never
can.
too
never
late.
too
It's
late.
never too
I'm
late.
41.
It's never too
It's never
late.
too late. You know,
Yes.
so it's like
Yeah.
it's a bad bitch time now. You know,
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
there's no age. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like everything is open. People
No.
want to know. People want clarity. People want to feel.
Yes.
They want to connect with others, and what
Yes.
we do. It's
Yes.
not like back in the day. We don't have the Victoria's
No.
skinny models anymore. We don't have, you know what I mean? We want to see people on TV that are going through postpartum, which nobody ever talks about, by
Yeah.
the way. So it's like
Yeah,
it's
totally.
little things
Absolutely.
like that that makes me feel like I need to tell my story. And you know, you guys have this
Yes.
podcast, and I'm so grateful to be a part of telling my story. And I've been on a couple others which have led to me telling my story. And
It's through stories that we help one another. And that's what Carla and I wanted to do. Through my EFF IT moment, through her EFF IT moment, you understand this. And through moms and women coming on here, this podcast is for moms. But like, while we share our stories, and thank you so much for sharing yours, because your story helps so many, you know. And if we keep our mouths shut and we don't come together as a community or lift each other up or share what we're going through, like the real shit,
yeah,
then that shit that we're going through, it's not, it could be blessing so many, you know, and empowering so many.
Yeah, it's a secret to staying youthful and glowing
Yes.
and pretty. People are like, you look prettier than years
Yes.
ago in New York. Because
Yeah, you look so much younger. What have you been
Yeah.
doing? I'm living my
Yeah.
life.
Living my life.
I mean, that's what I've been like getting all these compliments lately. I've been working out, taking care of myself, eating healthy, and everyone's like, you look amazing. You know what? It's because I'm loving myself.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that I'm 40. It doesn't matter if I got older. This is the first time I am loving myself.
Yes.
And that will
Yes.
show
Amen.
in a way that it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you're 20 and you're in a lot of pain and you're masking that and you're drinking and you're not taking care of your soul. You don't look beautiful. Not in the way that you do when you are so authentically in line with who you're supposed to be.
I wanted to ask you because, you are a powerhouse and
Yes.
you've gone through all these things and you've seemed to like not be phased by, I mean, obviously you were, I'm sure, but that's the question I have. Like, did you have any fears that were like coming up? It doesn't sound like you did, but did you have anything coming up when you made
The
those
fears?
decisions to just like leave?
No, I mean,
So no fears. You said no
yeah.
fears.
No fears. You were just kind of, yeah.
I didn't have fear. I can't recall fears. I was
Mhm.
exhausted. I don't think I had time to
Yeah.
even feel fear. I have more
Yes.
fear
Yeah.
today than I had
Yeah.
because
You're in survival mode. How do you survive if you're living in fear sometimes? It's like
yeah,
you can't.
exactly.
You gotta just keep going.
Spot on. Survival mode. You do
Yeah.
not have time to be
You don't have time or you're gonna sink. You're gonna drown.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how I
Yeah.
feel now today. Trying to be a wife and I did my best of communicating and putting this together and like seeing, but it was just did not work. And again, it wasn't truthful.
I think we're always
Yeah.
evolving. And if we are always evolving and we're growing, there's like you said, whether it's your partner or your friends, you're either going with me or you're not. So, be strong enough to allow yourself to grow and get out of any situation, that you don't want to be
Yeah, if you
in.
don't
And you are someone who can do that.
yeah, if you don't feel good with something, analyze it, fix it, and if it's not fixable, move on because it's such a screenshot of universe.
Life is so short. Why stay in something that isn't filling you? I'm curious, just like what advice would you really give to any moms out there, any women out there that want to have this moment, might be close to this moment? If you could talk to them, they're listening to this, what would you say to them?
I'd say quiet your mind, do the
Mm,
work, journal, work out, like really take time for
yes.
you because moms never take time for them. Especially, I know moms that are like really much of helicopter moms and they're people pleasers, and it's like I'm the household
Yeah.
head of household of pleasing everybody and putting
Yes.
everybody before themselves. And I've been
Yes.
that person that I balance that very well from the start. I'm going to take care of
Yeah.
me. I've always liked looking good. I've always liked feeling strong and being
Feeling
right.
good.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was always my priorities, even straight after a pregnancy. So a lot of moms, unfortunately, the general motherhood, they're very much about the kids. And I have plenty of people I know in Sweden are all about the motherhood and they forget about themselves. So I would say step one,
Yeah.
do you. You take
Mm.
your time, do the meditations, work out, even if it's like a walk in the park, anything, start
Yes.
small. And
Yes.
then sit down, start
Yeah.
with 3-minute meditations. There are plenty of free guided meditations on YouTube. Find the one that resonates with you. Start there. And that's how I started. I sat 5 minutes and then 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And that could be in the mornings. And when I moved out to LA, and the kids were still small. And before I had to do the school lunches and send them out to school, I woke up now I had more sleep, but I woke up at like
Yeah.
5:30 before the sun came out and did my HIIT workouts because that made me feel good.
Girl, I'm the same way. When this is over, I try and get my sit-ups in where I can before I have work at 7. It's like I find that time because that time is the most
So
important
precious.
to me. Yeah, if it's 5 a.m. I got to get up, it's 5
Yep.
a.m. But that is me
Yep.
time.
Yep. And that's what I'm trying to do
Yeah.
now. I'm like, I have this, I run up the hills. I spend time in nature.
I was going to say it's great that you are doing you, because again, your kids are seeing this. You're that example to your children,
Yeah.
and they understand I need to take care of me, because when I take care of me, I then am able to be a better person for everyone else around me. I mean, like, I know for me growing up, it wasn't until I hit my 30s that I realized, wait a minute, why have I been putting myself on the
Right.
back burner? I'm like a shell of myself. Like, I need to do me. And now I'm a much better, well, I mean, I think I'm a better person according to the people
Oh,
around me.
you are. You
But
are.
And
yeah,
it's
it's
really about doing you. And I think, like I said, it's always been there for me. I had twin babies that were preemies, and I was literally just, C-section and all, and it took a while for me to get back on there, out there. Um, but I found Jillian Michaels. I swear to God, if I would meet her in person, I would thank her with all my life, because 2 back-to-back pregnancies, I was like 200 pounds. It was horrible. And she got me back on track. And it was like those morning workouts that were like 20, 30 minutes. And it helped me. And then I could do my own HIIT
yeah,
workouts. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And again,
Yeah.
do
yeah,
you, all the moms, really find time to do you,
Yes.
because you know what? You're going to start feeling sexier. You're going to start feeling, flirt with your
Yes.
inner being, like flirt with yourself.
When we start
yeah.
feeling good, when we start feeling sexy, like there is power that comes out in us, and it goes in every element of our life. And people don't
Yep.
understand how
Yes.
important that is to really feel like I'm sexy. I
Yep.
feel good. I'm a badass. I'm taking care of myself. When my daughter sees that, I know that she's like, and I tell her, because I'm very cautious of body image, but like, mommy wants to be strong. Mommy wants to be strong. Mommy wants to take care of her body. This is not like mommy starving herself and I have some vanity, which vanity's included. This is mommy cares about her body, like inside, out, all of it. And I want our kids to see that. I want that to be important, because it maybe wasn't when we grew up, and that might be half the problem. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That was a whole other.
Yeah, it's a whole another.
My mom was always like, "Do I look fat?" And I was like,
right.
I don't know what to answer that. I was 8.
Yeah.
No, this is not about, this isn't about weight. This is about
But it was
self-love,
back then. Like,
this is about self-love.
it was the powerhouse
Yeah.
Suits and Victoria's Secret started. It was all those like Cindy Crawford, so it was, Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
But again, I say that to my daughters too. All size are. It's great as long as you're strong, as long as you take care of
As long as,
yourself.
yes.
Yeah. You take care of yourself. You feel good. You're happy.
Yep.
That's
Self-love.
all that matters. Yeah.
I think that your message, and I'm so grateful, and thank you for coming on here, honestly, and sharing and opening up and being so raw. Like, we really appreciate it. And I really think, and correct me if I'm wrong, like finishing this up and wrapping this up, your message is just like, stay quiet, listen to yourself, take some time for yourself, right?
Yeah. Do you.
Do you.
100%.
Yeah.
Do
Effing
you.
do you. That's what
Effing
this
do
episode's
you.
going to be called. Just effing
I know,
do
this
you.
episode's going to be just effing do you.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to. You guys are inspiring me, because I'm like, I need to have my book ready I need to.
Yes.
I was just going to tell you, you should write a book about your life.
As this
Like,
is
you
the
really
end,
should.
as this is the end, this is where we normally will do a shout out for things that you're working on. So is there anything that we can right now promote for you, put out there, tell people to go follow?
Well, I'm a hustler, so I do photography as well. I pour art into, if I just let me be an artist, I'm a photographer. My Instagram, I will have my photography in my bio, my main one, so then people could just see, because I kind of do this as a service to people. I love shooting personas, essences. I'm not this like typical photographer who does like headshots for the industry. It's more like, who are you? And I'm compassionate, and I have, so that's why my my Instagram.
What's your Instagram handle so we can have the people listening?
So my personal, Gloria ELA and Co. And then I have photos and lattes, which is like where I
Photos
photos
and
of
lattes?
Lattes, like,
yeah.
yeah.
And it
Okay.
started off with
Okay.
like having a little one-on-one portrait session because, you know, I'm an
Yeah.
actress. I know how
Uh-huh.
it is to hustle. And I was like, I'm not going to be that photographer who charges a crap load. But having a conversation
Okay.
and finding, and I actually really enjoy doing it. So that's a
I
good
love that.
kill off time between, you know, auditions and bookings. But yeah, that's
Well, everybody listening, everybody who can follow her, we'll also put those Instagrams on our Instagram page. So if you're looking for them, and then follow Gloria's journey. And when you put out your book, when you share your story more, everybody follow and
Yeah.
listen, because that's what you're going to do. I have no doubt that you're going to do everything that you want to do. You are a badass.
Very inspiring.
the book has been there. I have 20 pages. I want to turn into a TV.
Get it, girl. I'm doing the same thing. Get it. We all got to share our stories. We've got to
You
inspire.
really should. Your
Yeah.
message is very inspirational. Very. See, I knew it. I told Romy before he jumped on. I was like, you know, I only had like the Cliff Notes version of getting to know her when she
Yeah.
was in my chair.
Yeah.
But I knew. I was like,
You
damn it,
always have a feeling when somebody has like something
Yeah.
they're going to share. We're going to end this, Gloria, with like a little a fuck it little thing on the ending of this. Okay. So
we say just F it. So we're gonna edit it so that it sounds like we're all saying it together, but we're gonna have to each individually do it.
So just F it.
All right.
Perfect.
Yay.
Thank
That was
you. We got you
Gloria,
on.
Yeah,
I know.
much. Yes, we got you on.
It's fun.